Thanks for joining us today. I'm Donna Griffin, and I'm a staff member here at WPR & Sons. We're all the time hearing about smoothies this and smoothies that. Well, I thought of a great way to get the queen of vegetables into a smoothie, and that's kale. Now, we at the farm in Pilgrim, South Carolina, do actually grow kale, and this is what it looks like in the grocery store. Now, if you haven't tried kale, I recommend that you do so. You can do everything from it, from stir fry it, to smooth it as we're going to do today, to have it in the salad. And you know, when I grew up, kale was just a garnish. But now it's one of the best things that you could include in your diet. So look for us in your favorite grocery store, that is, in the produce section of your favorite grocery store. We're Nature's Greens, and we'll get started right away with the smoothie. Now for this smoothie, we are using 2 bananas. And I want to say that I actually used the fruits and a couple of the other ingredients, but the staff came up here and said, you know, during our taste testing, why don't you add a little bit of this and that? So that's what we did, and it is yummy. Okay, 2 bananas, which we're peeling right now. And this is a great way to use ripe bananas. If you have some that's just on the brink of, you know, getting kind of bad, you can use them in this smoothie. And actually, we're going to dice these bananas. There we go. And we will put these in the container of a blender. That is 2 bananas. Don't have to freeze them or anything, just 2 regular bananas. Okay, our next step is I'm using Anjou pears. Now you could, if you want the red skin pears or Bosc pears or whatever, you know, you can use those. But I just prefer the Anjou. And guess what? I am not peeling these. Now, when I was testing this recipe, I tested it with peaches, I tested it with apples, and guess what? I had little flicks of red in the final product. So I thought, well, you know, that's not going to work. So I decided to go with this because this peel is fine enough where the blender does pulverize everything. So 2 Anjou pears. We want to make sure we get all that good meat of the pears. Now I'm going to dice this into the blender, and these are relatively ripe pears, so you're going to get a good pulverization here. This I take to schools. I share with school food shows. People just love it. They can't believe that it's got that magic product in it, kale. And you can scroll down on our website. We have a recipe list and all kinds of good salads. You can cook kale in a little bit of chicken broth, a can of chicken broth, a cup of water, add a little bit of canola oil, and it is wonderful. You can stir fry it, render a little bacon and stir fry it, and put in a little chicken broth, then add a few almonds and raisins. So kale is just the magic right now. My cholesterol stays a little high, and I eat lots of kale, and my iron is very low because all the time running for the company, developing recipes, and doing all kind of neat things. So I try to eat healthy as much as possible. And when my iron gets low, I shove in the kale, and I can tell it makes a difference. Have a kale salad for lunch if you feel a little bit sluggish, and it will make a difference. Okay, that's 2 Anjou pears, 2 bananas, and now we're going to add, I'm going to pour in a ½ cup of white grape juice. We're going to add a ¼ cup of honey. Now, one thing about the honey, and excuse me while I get my paper towels, they're hanging out over here, but one thing about the honey that I've learned in my food technology courses, if you coat a measuring cup with a little oil, it can be any oil, put a little bit of honey in there, it comes out a lot easier than if not. So we're using a ¼ cup of honey. I'm using clover, but it doesn't make any difference as long as it's honey. 2 cups of water. Eyeball it, that's got it. Okay, we'll put these in the blender along with the banana and the pear. 2 bananas, 2 empty pears, 2 cups of water, 2, 2, 2. A half cup of white grape juice, a 1/4 cup of honey. And while that's slithering out, this is what our kale looks like again. And we have on the back some quick tips. We have on the front not only the nutritional value, very, very high in vitamin K and iron. And vitamin K helps that blood to clot, helps keep cholesterol down. And another thing that has just recently been found out about this wonderful product, kale, is that it helps to prevent cancer. So the more kale you can eat, the better off you are. The more fruits and vegetables you can eat, the better off you are. So keep that in mind. Eat at least 1/2 plateful every day and you will be tops. Okay, now this honey is out. Now we're going to break open this big boy. This is our 1-pound bag of kale. I did have some scissors here. We'll use our knife. It's been a little bit difficult. And I'm going to pulverize these ingredients and then we'll put a handful of kale. Okay, now I like to really stuff this with kale because this is where you get a lot of your nutritional value. So we're going to get a big, big handful. Oh, lost some, but that's okay. Stuff it in. Pulverize it again. Make a nice green color. Okay, I like to stir it up and make sure everything's been pulverized very nicely, which it has. Okay, and we will serve this delicious drink. I already made some, but I'm going to have a taste myself of this wonderful kale smoothie. Oh, that is so good, so refreshing. This has been a family and friendly tested recipe from here at WPR and Sons. Bon appetit.